This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. It is Friday, right? Jason Walker Show presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave, we got a big show today. John Brenkus from Sports Science, ESPN, is going to tell us about something cool. Wait, you can win $1,000 a minute on Sunday with the big game. So that's coming up in 40 minutes. In 20 minutes, we'll talk to Cascade Conference Commissioner Rob Cashell and get his thoughts on, well, the last year, basically. And will there be basketball and softball and soccer and other sports in the Cascade that includes the Frontier, some of the teams? He'll tell us in 20 minutes. Also, my Super Bowl pick. You can vote at Twitter, at JWalkerSports. Who wins Sunday Super Bowl? Tampa, Kansas City. Get your vote in at JWalkerSports. You can Facebook us as well. You can tweet, like I mentioned, and also watch the show there. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Also, listen, Podbean, Network One Sports, Treasure State Radio, and much, much more. So get your votes in at JWalkerSports. You can email to jason@jasonwalkershow.com. All right, let's see here. We've got some breaking news that came out Wednesday. Breaking news Wednesday, but everybody else is reporting it today. Capital and Hellgate boys will not play tomorrow. Yes, you heard it here Wednesday first. But now everybody else is talking about it. So just give me credit. Sometimes sports media in this state, apparently I have pissed everybody off in the last year and a half. Just deal. Grow up. So that's canceled, which we knew about. Helena Hellgate boys that was canceled last night is going to be played next Tuesday. In Helena. No word on when the Capital and Hellgate boys will get squared away. Glacier played Sentinel last night. Is that right? Big Sky Girls and Flathead played. There were some good games last night. There's going to be some good games coming up the rest of the year, too. And Montana High School Association dumping some news on a Friday, announcing that the Class AA, and Katie Garson-Forba kind of talked about this on Wednesday as well, Capital girls coach. Originally it was going to be a playoff like volleyball was this year, but now they're going to go back to Great Falls at Four Seasons Arena and play some hoops March 10th through the 13th, which is cool. You get the state tournament. You get the atmosphere, you get it all, which is awesome. So that means divisionals are back on then too. MHSA also announcing today the state AA wrestling will be at Flathead High in Kalispell, March 5th and 6th. Now they mentioned earlier this week about, or was it last week, about the rest of the wrestling. Rest of the wrestling. That's pretty good. State A and B swim meet will be held in Polson I didn't know that Polson had a pool indoors. That's cool. March 6th, one-day event for State A and B swimming. So that's awesome. There's good news for that. Let's see, what else? We talked about the basketball cancellations. Non-COVID cancellations, though. Potentially hazard road conditions for tonight across the state, basically. So CMR wrestling at Senior will not happen tonight. Mark Wall, the Director of Athletics and Activities for Billings Public Schools, is making that announcement today. They're hoping to get scheduled for 2 weeks from today for that wrestling match. May or may not play basketball for Billings this weekend as well. Some potentially hazard road conditions. Potentially. Is that a possibility? Bad roads. Oh, goodness. Let's see. football's in the news. They're going to play Central Washington. Non-conference. A spring game. They're going to play on, what day is that? April 10th. See Central Washington, a Division II school. And, of course, the game has to get approval, though, from the Missoula City County Health Department. Decisions on broadcasting kickoff time will be announced at a later date. They're going to pay the Grizzar $35,000 to Central Washington to come over and play a football game in the spring. Possibility of a second game against somebody else, maybe, coming at a later date as well. They don't know about ticket sales. They don't know about crowd. They just anticipate a football game in Missoula, Washington Grizzly Stadium, April 10th. Great Big Sky basketball last night, by the way. Speaking of Big Sky. Bobcat women put up 102. They beat Weber 102-53 last night. The Cats led 54-24 at the half. They scored more points in the first half than Weber did for the game. Now, I don't know if that says more about how good the Bobcat women are or how crappy the Weber State women are. They'll play again tomorrow in Bozeman. Grizz won in overtime at the men. Lady Grizz lost at home. And the Bobcat men lost at Weber. First loss since December 22nd for the Bobcat men. So first conference loss, too. I believe they still sit on top of the frontier. Big Sky. But some good basketball last night across the college ranks. And supposed to be some good basketball this week in the Frontier. We know the Rocky Western women will not play, but the men will in Dillon Saturday and Sunday. Let's see, what else did we want to hit on? I think that was about it in this start. Got a little golf in today on the simulator. Felt pretty good. Hitting the ball better. Can't wait to get out and crush it for real. Which is weird because we finally have winter weather on the way. Of course, it's always winter weather from December 20th to March 20th, right? It doesn't matter. It's winter weather. Now, if it snows in May or June, which we know it's accustomed to doing here in the state of Montana, it's still spring weather then. It's never winter weather in March 21st through June 20th. It's never winter weather. Or even fall when it's fall weather from September to December. If it snows in September, October, that's just fall weather. It's not winter weather. But we are getting winter weather. And we saw the cancellation of or postponement of a wrestling match, CMR and Senior tonight, because of potential, hey, I got the word right, possibility of road conditions being really bad between Great Falls and Billings. So All right, what's your pick on the Super Bowl? Who's going to win? Tampa, Kansas City. You can vote at Jay Walker Sports. You can Facebook us. You can email Jason at jasonwalkershow.com. And let us know who you think will win. And I'll give you my pick coming up a little bit later on in the show. We also, I hope next week, we'll get some news about Miss Last Chance Stampede pageant and how this show will be involved. It's going to be awesome. We did mention, speaking of cancellations, Rodeo Houston canceled already. They had postponed from March to May this year and then canceled, was it yesterday? According to the Cowboy Channel, which, look, I mean, Rodeo Houston was one of the first to cancel last year. Now, Rapid City's going on right now, which is great. And we talked to Lindsay Cruz about this last week. But if there's no, or a couple weeks ago, she told us that they've been told already in rodeo world to prepare for a season like last year, which means a lot of people won't make it. A lot of people financially just won't be able to make it then. But I love my friends. Great text message. Oh, man. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We saw Cascade Conference make some changes and some cancellations and postponements early in the summer last year with 2020. And Rob Cashell, the commissioner, joined us in July. He will join us today and talk about softball, wrestling, basketball. Why did the Eastern Oregon women get to play last night when nobody else in Oregon can, except D1s? He'll explain when we come back. Jason Walker Show. Also, John Brenkus coming up. He'll give you an idea on where to go and how to win cash and some great prizes this week with the Super Bowl on Sunday. Also, Super Bowl pick. Vote at Jay Walker Sports on the Twitter, Facebook, email Jason at jasonwalkershow.com. We'll be right back with Cascade Conference Commissioner Rob Cashell. Jason Walker Show is brought to you by Capital Collision Center.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back on a Friday, Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. This segment is brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Still to come, sports science host John Brenkus will tell us how you can win some money this weekend on the Super Bowl. That's coming up in about 25 minutes or so. Also, on this day in history, and a whole lot more coming up, and my Super Bowl pick. You can vote on the Twitter at JWalkerSports for who wins, Tampa or Kansas City. And right now, by a 2-1 margin, Tampa Bay is leading Kansas City by a 2-1 margin. So, people really think Tampa, Kansas City is a better team. I get it, Tampa's at home. First time a home team in the Super Bowl. You got Tom Brady. I heard Tony Dungy said today on Dan Patrick's show that Brady's probably got his best receiving core in a long time, including at New England. Well, obviously, because it's his first year in Tampa. But go vote at JWalkerSports on the Twitter. Let us know who wins the Super Bowl. All right, let's get to our first guest on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. He is the conference commissioner of the Cascade Conference and good friend of the show. Also a Montanan, which is really cool. When will the state of Oregon open up? He will tell us. His name is Rob Cashell, and he joins us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline here on the Jason Walker Show. Well, first off, I appreciate you joining us. Happy Friday, and it's how's things been for you?
Well, thanks for having me, Jacob. Yeah, things been probably very similar out here in Oregon as most of the country. Just every day is something new as it relates to COVID-19, and we're just trying to adapt and be as flexible as we can as we try to get some sporting activities in.
So I was talking to Bill Pilgrim, the head basketball women's coach over at Corbin, as you know, and he said they're hoping to get into their gym next week. They haven't been anywhere. Is Oregon ever going to open up?
Well, that's yet to be determined. It's been pretty restricted out here when it comes to high contact sports. The state of Oregon has essentially banned high contact sports for every level with the exception of Division I. So Oregon State, University of Oregon, Portland State, and University of Portland received an exception based on some protocols and testing and things that they turned into the state. But every other level has been shut down for high contact sports of football, men's and women's wrestling, men's and women's basketball, lacrosse, etc. So it's been a tough go, but I think some people would point to Oregon actually has low numbers for the country as a whole in terms of COVID. So, on one hand, you can understand why the health authorities are pointing to some of the restrictions that they've had are actually potentially keeping the numbers down. But it's tough for those of us in the athletic world.
How frustrating has it been when you see, Portland State and Portland and Oregon and OSU opening and doing stuff because, I talked to Coach Pilgrim, like I said, and they can't even get into their gym, yet 20 miles down the road, teams from Montana can come out and play, D1 schools. And it's just, how frustrating for you is it as the commissioner?
Well, it's been highly frustrating because number one, it's hard to explain to your schools. And the reality is you can't explain it. I think it was an unintended consequence of the Oregon Health Authority and the state kind of shutting down what they did. Is I don't know that they truly anticipated or really understood that the waiver that they were giving to those D1s, that they would then bring teams in from the NAIA level or Division II or Division III even from out of state to play. And again, I just don't think it was. I don't think it was thought through really well, and was highly frustrating. My communications with the governor's office were very centered around that. Like, how do we explain to our student athletes, as an example, like you said, Corbin or the student athletes at Bushnell. Bushnell is literally across the street from the University of Oregon. And they, under the policy, they could not play University of Oregon, but as an example, Carroll College could go out there and play them. Right. It just made no sense.
No, it's so frustrating, and I just feel for everybody out in Oregon, especially that's not a D1. There's Rob Cashell joining us, the Cascade Conference Commissioner, on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, we mentioned football not being able to play, and you guys made the decision back in July that you were moving the Oregon schools to the spring anyway. Are they going to? Where we stand right now, because with the Frontier looking to play some football this fall or this spring, Southern Oregon's on the schedule, Eastern Oregon's on the schedule. Where are we at with those two?
Yeah, I'm a little more out of the loop with that because my conference doesn't sponsor football, but
right.
Yet, I do have the 3 schools in my conference that are part of the Frontier. They're in a very similar position as our basketball programs. Right now, the state of Oregon is not allowing those sports to participate. So I'm assuming that they have some deadlines or some drop dead dates, if you will, with the Frontier on being able to say, yeah, we can go or not. But at this point in time, the answer to that would be no.
So how does that, like I saw Eastern Oregon women played last night or a couple nights ago. How is that possible?
Well, again, I'm not sure the state or the Oregon Health Authority really, and not necessarily to discredit them by any means. They've got a lot going on
right.
with COVID, with all the political stuff we've been dealing with the vaccine, et cetera. But there's nothing in the policy that prohibits the team from leaving the state to play. So that's how Eastern Oregon, they made the decision. Their administration made the decision that they were going to allow them to travel out of state and play a game. So that's how the Oregon state policy doesn't extend out of state.
It's so nuts. Okay, so the schools in Montana in the Frontier that play soccer, that play softball in the Cascade, where are we at with that? Because you guys, are you going to be cleared to play softball and soccer?
Yeah, we're actually cleared for that.
Okay.
Our outdoor sports are cleared. We do have some restrictions in terms of, capacity limits and things of that nature. So we've had to put, at least for the time being, we've had to put some roster size limits and no fan policy, et cetera, because of the county metrics. But even since last fall, when the Oregon Health Authority put the ban on the high contact sports, our sports like volleyball, softball, men's and women's soccer, baseball, et cetera, that didn't fall under that policy. But we do fall under the county metric policies. But yeah, we are proceeding with those sports and anxious to get those going.
It's just been a frustrating 11 months. I mean, we're in February. It's almost been a full year now. And it's crazy we're still wondering if we can play sports. I can't imagine what goes through your guys' heads out there every day going, well, where are we at today? Where are we at this hour?
Well, yeah. And like a lot of industries, I'm sure, we've kind of been built on a repetition and a cadence, right? We do similar things at the same time every year, and your seasons are like this. And so for many of us, this uncertainty has been really tough to deal with from a standpoint of, a lot of type A personalities in intercollegiate athletics, and people want to know what they're doing. They want to have a plan. And what we've had to work with, Jacob, is just really, kind of having conversations with people that, hey, it's nobody's fault. We're all in this kind of together, and we've got to work our way through it and just do the best we can, because most of it's out of our control.
Cascade Conference Commissioner Rob Cashell, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show. With LC State, this has to be so nuts because they leave the Frontier, they go to the Cascade, And then they're expected to do really well basketball-wise in the Cascade, and yet they can't even play a conference schedule. And a lot of your teams aren't even going to be able to qualify now for the NAI tournaments, which are coming up allegedly in the middle of March. But LC, and that's about it. I mean, because they're the only ones playing basketball right now in the Cascade for the most part.
Well, they in College of Idaho.
Right, yeah.
And, yeah, and so what we ended up doing, and again, this is, I think, a great example of having to be creative and be flexible. The rest of our schools are not playing. Some schools opted out early. Southern Oregon, Evergreen State, Walla Walla University, they opted out before really our season would have ever got going in basketball. So, but everyone else was hoping and anticipating to play. The only two that have been able to really play have been College of Idaho and LC State, as you mentioned. So what we ended up doing is normally our league, because we had 12 teams, we would have gotten 2 automatic qualifiers out of our league to the national tournament. Because we fell below what was a revised threshold of 7 teams down to 2, essentially, that were participating towards postseason play, is we actually are going to have a 3-game tournament, if you will, between College of Idaho and LC State, men and women, over the next 2 weeks. And the winner of that 3-game series will receive the AQ that our league gets to the national tournament. So we have found a way to get somebody recognition and an AQ moving forward. And certainly for those 2 teams, that was the end outcome, was an opportunity to have a chance to get to nationals.
Well, that's great, because both was at the C of I men last year were ready to win a national championship when everything got shut down. And then LC State men and women, we know how good they've been here in the Frontier forever. But couple final ones.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're having on the 17th of this month, the women will play. LC State and C of I will play. The men will play on the 18th.
Okay.
Then we'll have a second game. We'll change locations and play 3 days later. And then if the series is over at that point, the third game is kind of on the books as a TBA. If we need to play it, we will. If we've already determined our AQ at that time, we won't.
Rob Cashell, I guess, a couple final ones for you. But how well do you know Idaho, Oregon, and Washington state health laws right now? Well, and Canada too, with British Columbia.
Yeah, we got Canada, and then I've got California and Arizona for wrestling. Yeah, I know a lot more about all this stuff than I ever thought I would, and certainly know a lot more about antigen testing and PCR testing, but it's been it certainly has been frustrating, and what we've tried to tell people is, as much as we want to play, and we do, we also realize that this has been a devastating situation for not only our country, but our world. And we try to keep all of that in perspective as well, because it's been really, really difficult for a lot of people beyond just missing a ball game or two. And that's certainly not to diminish these young men and women who have trained their entire lives for this and want to play. We want them to play. But we also want to recognize the fact that there's a lot going on in the world that we can't control, and we're hoping to get out of this sooner rather than later.
Rob, has there been an uptick with student athletes? And I asked about that because that's what you really focus with, or just students in general, in the mental health with their schools, and are those departments seeing more student athletes come in, just dealing with, man, I can't play, I'm here, what do I do? Especially if I'm a senior, or, has the mental health aspect increased in your eyes?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. We have what's called our Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and it's 2 representatives from every school on our student leadership board. And that's their number one concern, and the number one topic that they want to talk about is we need access to and resources for mental health and wellness. I think even when things are going really well for everyone, that's a topic on the minds of student athletes every day, because of really the workload, right? It's an academic grind, it's an athletic grind. And then you throw this on top of it with this uncertainty and kind of the ups and downs of, are we playing today? Are we not? Is somebody negative? Is somebody positive? And did I lose my season? Should I graduate and move on with my life? Should I come back for another year? That's the number one topic that our SAC group mentions of wanting access to and resources about mental health and wellness. So you're 100% right. We're seeing it. I think the good thing now is, I think each generation, if you will, the stigma of it is being more and more removed, and people are more willing to say, hey, I don't feel good, or I'm depressed, or I have anxiety, or I have, I'm dealing with something here. And really to get people the help and resources they need, we've got to be able to talk about it.
So right now on this February the 5th, you're confident we're going to have a complete spring season?
We are pointed towards a complete spring season. We're getting ready for volleyball starting hopefully in a couple weeks as well. We moved our volleyball season to the spring. But yeah, we've got baseball schedules, we've got softball schedules, we've got our golf schedule, our cross country. So we are moving in that direction. We've made a couple of adjustments, as you probably saw. Our soccer, we moved to a divisional model just to limit some of the travel and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're pointed in that direction, and hopefully things will continue to improve, and caseloads will go down, and the vaccine will go up, and we'll be able to play.
Well, I look forward to actually talking about real sports once they get going again in full time, and not questioning, can this team practice? Can this team play? I don't even know anymore what day of the week it is. I don't know who's playing. I can't imagine, like I said earlier, I can't imagine being in your shoes and dealing with all this. But you guys have done a great job, and Kent with the Frontier as well, Kent Paulson. But man, I wish the best for you guys. The last time we talked was in July, and we didn't know then. I think we know maybe a little bit more now than we knew then.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Yeah. I've always told people during this that, hey, the plans you make today are your scratch paper of tomorrow, so don't get too attached to it.
There you go. Yeah. How many notepads have you gone through since last March?
Oh gosh. Yeah. We have more. I've got a whole new file now just called COVID schedules.
Oh, I can't even. That's just. Kent Paulson was on a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about that. Like, we've got 9 different schedules in case this team opts out or this team can't play. It's just, it's crazy. And I mean, making schedules is not fun anyway.
No.
Let alone when you don't know who's playing and not.
No, scheduling it is probably, I've been very open about this to people. I hate it. It's the worst part of my job. You never make anybody happy. And yeah, scheduling is just really, really tough. And then you throw in something like this, and that makes it that much tougher. Yeah,
because this state can play, but this half of the state can't. I'm just, it's nuts, man. That's all I can do is just laugh at it anymore. But hey,
I think one of the things that's come out of this though is really, just a real appreciation for. Not only our healthcare workers, out in the field, hospitals, and all that kind of stuff, but the hard work that athletic trainers put in on our campuses and things of that nature. So I think, I think there are some positives to be gained when you go through a real tough situation. As you're able to kind of identify, hey, these are areas of strength and these are areas of weaknesses, and hopefully you have an opportunity to correct those weaknesses as you move forward.
Well, you brought up a good point with the athletic trainers is, their job's not easy pre-COVID. And it's usually, 2 or 3, they're understaffed in a lot of these colleges and universities. There's no question about that. They're underpaid in a lot of them. And their workload increased mightily. And I think they've all done a very nice job with the athletes that they're able to get onto the field of play or court, and they deserve a lot of credit. Like you said, that's very. I'm glad you brought those guys up too.
They really do. They're a selfless group of people. You're not in that profession if you're looking for glamour and a bunch of pats on the back, and they're helpers, they're healthcare workers, and they're fantastic.
Cascade Conference Commissioner Rob Cashell joining us, Jason Walker Show. Appreciate it. Stay safe. Let me know when the state of Oregon opens up and the governor says everybody can play, including high schools. We're looking forward to that, and I hope to see you down the road soon.
All right. Thank you so much for the coverage. Appreciate it.
That is Cascade Conference Commissioner Rob Cashell joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. And yeah, it's I hope they can play. And we still, I mean, like he said, we don't know about SOU and EOU for football. They're on the Frontier schedule right now, but will they get to play? It's all up to a governor who, look, her job, Kate Brown's job is not easy. I get this, but she hasn't exactly handled this the right way since March. But then again, a lot of governors haven't. So let's see here. Appreciate him joining us. He's a good dude, and he's Montanan, so love it. And we'll have him on more, because why not? Let's see here. We've had a great Twitter conversation. Bill Foley down at in Butte, Jeff Graham, coach at Belt, Lindsay Woolley, coach at Western, myself, Skyline Sports, Coulter Nuanez. So we talked yesterday about Peyton Ferris getting becoming an assistant coach at Montana State with the women's team, where she played and then spent a long time overseas. And she was on the show last year too. We'll get her back on, but we were trying to remember if she scored 40 or 41 on state championship night back in the day. And so we finally figured it out. It was Coulter at Skyline Sports that said Peyton scored 41, the second most ever in the history of a state championship game in the state of Montana. And they lost, Twin Bridges did, to Belt. And then Jeff Graham, the coach at Belt, tweeted and said, hey, she dropped 41 on us, didn't miss a shot in the first half until a last second shot to end the second quarter. She will replay that last second shot she barely missed for you if you ask her. And he sent along a copy of the scorebook, which is fantastic. See if I can pull it up here real quick. But it's super cool how people still remember. And of course, if you're a coach, you're going to remember somebody putting up 41 on you. But the conversation, and we take a look here. There we go. There's the scorebook, and Peyton's 41. Man, look at that. That's unbelievable. That's Jeff Graham. So then Lindsay Woolley, the head coach at Western, was like, "Why didn't you guard her?" And it's just it's steamrolled from there. It's been a fantastic conversation all day on the Twitter. And Peyton Ferris was so good. So good. Just unbelievably good. So anyway, fun stuff. And see, Twitter's not all that bad, right? I mean, it cost me a job. Allegedly. But Twitter's not all that bad. You find out good stuff, and you have great conversations. So, good stuff. Jeff Graham also tweeted out recently that so they had lost a defender the night before, the best defender on the team. But he said, we contested every shot. She was unreal that night, Peyton Ferris, because I watched the video the day before every first practice and text Peyton Ferris to remind her who won, though. She put up 41 in a loss. And Jeff Graham reminds her of it. She's going to be a fantastic, fantastic coach. with the Bobcats. So congratulations. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. And when we do, we're going to check in with John Brenkus. He is the host of Sport Science. He is very, very smart. And he's going to tell us how you can win $1,000. They're going to give away $1,000 a minute Super Bowl Sunday during the game, like $1,000 every minute of game time. And you can win. He'll tell us how next. Plus predictions. Get your vote in at Jay Walker Sports on the Twitter. Who is going to win? Right now we've got, it's tightening up. Went from a 2-1 margin to 56% for Tampa, 44% for Kansas City. It's tightening up. Who wins? At Jay Walker Sports on the Twitter. You can text us. You can text us. You can email Jason at jasonwalkersports.com. You can Facebook us as well. Coming right back, find out how you can win some cold, hard cash and other great prizes. John Brenkus joins us next here on The Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Say hi to the wife. Say bye to the wife. It's like when you're a man and you get no privacy to go to the bathroom. That's what this. Hello. Just kidding. She's awesome. Oh, fun stuff. Jason Walker Show back. Presented by Capital Collision Center. Hey, I told you for a couple weeks now it's going to start getting colder, and it's going to be around zeros. We're going to see some single digits, maybe below zeros. It is February, of course, in Montana. However, remote starters, right now, Auto Concepts, you need to go get one. Because you're going to want it. Every morning I get up, take the little one off to daycare. We call it school. But she loves because I don't have room in the garage because the wife has all her stuff in there and her vehicle, which is older than mine, by the way. Why can't I park in the garage now? Mine's newer. Anyway, so I take the little one off to school, but she appreciates the truck being warmed up when we get in it, thanks to Remote Starter from Auto Concepts. See? So get it done. Auto Concepts in Helena. Your auto enhancement professionals. And I mean, they are awesome. All right. On this day in history coming up, Super Bowl pick. You got a few minutes left to get your vote in. At Jay Walker Sports on the Twitter. Who wins, Tampa, Kansas City? It's a simple poll. All right. Speaking of the Super Bowl, John Brenkus has been a host of and producer and director of a lot of different TV shows, including Sports Science. But he's got something cool coming up with some really famous people on Sunday during the Super Bowl, and a chance for you, me, anybody to win $1,000. They're going to give away $1,000 every minute of game time on Sunday. How? Well, John's here to explain it now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Hey, John, how are you?
I am fantastic. How about you?
You know, I'm just I'm waiting for the end of the week. It's finally here almost. I can't wait.
It's crazy.
John Brenkus joining us here, Jason Walker Show, the Emmy winner, producer, director. I mean, there's so much that you've done, and we're going to talk about what you've got coming up on Sunday. But is there anything you haven't done that you want to do?
Man, you know, I want to be a rock star. I also, you know, would love to dunk a basketball. A lot of things I would love to do.
Well, Sports Science says you probably can't dunk a basketball, right?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. Through Sports Science, I came up with a pretty good expression of people say you can do anything you want. I'm like, look, you can do anything you can. I cannot dunk a basketball. So no matter how much I want to do it, I can't say, well, you can do anything you want and I can dunk a basketball. I can't. I don't have the hop. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, I limit it to you can do anything you can. I could be president, but I couldn't dunk a basketball.
I like that.
It's just not in the realm of possibilities.
John's got a big thing coming up on Sunday. Am I allowed to say the Super Bowl? I think I am. It's a Super Bowl Sunday. Brinks.tv's.
Hey, that's your show.
It is Brinks.tv virtual football watch party. This is cool, and I don't think this has ever been done before, something like this. Take me through this.
Yeah, so we're doing the ultimate virtual party alongside the big game that's on Sunday. So you're going to be watching the big game on your television. You're going to log on to and register at Brinks, BRINX.tv. We're going to have Ray Lewis on, Trent Dilfer on, Sage Steele from ESPN is going to be a guest, and lots of other big names coming in. They're going to give you their thoughts on the game while it's going on, but most importantly, you will be participating in predictive gaming questions. So what do you think is going to happen on this drive? Who's going to catch the next pass? Every correct answer that you get gains you entry into the sweepstakes to win $1,000 a minute every single minute of the game. And the more correct answers you get, the more entries you have. So you could have 20 entries in to win $1,000 a minute every single minute. So you'll be watching the game, interacting with it, and every minute we're pulling a name and declaring a new winner for that minute. It's something that's just gotten a tremendous amount of traction. We have incredible sponsors like Kill Cliff, the clean energy drink that just put out Joe Rogan's Flaming Joe. It's the best-selling CBD drink in the world. Immune Fresh, IMMUNE, fresh.com. They put up the money for this. Brinks TV is providing the platform and the interactivity. So if you're planning on watching the big game, there is no reason to not be on Brinks.tv because you have a chance to win. Registration is absolutely free, and you need to go do it now.
John Brenkus joining us, Jason Walker Show. One of the guests I saw is Jake Arians, the son of Bruce Arians, who's coaching in the big game for Tampa Bay. How'd you swing that? Because he's going to be a little busy watching Dad.
Yeah, he is going to be a little busy watching Dad, but he's going to join us, somehow, some way. Jake and I actually were talking about doing something exactly like this summer. Bruce Arians and Jake and I have been friends for many years. We were just hanging out, and obviously when it was announced that Brady was coming over, we're like, you know what? We're gonna have the ultimate party at the end of the year. I think you guys could go all the way. So this has been actually in the works for a very long time. So Jake will be a part of it. Paige Demakos from the Draft Network is going to be a big part of it. So we have some incredible sponsors, incredible celebrities and athletes who want to jump on board, because who doesn't want to give away $1,000 a minute every single minute? Like I said, there's no catch here. You don't have to part with anything other than just registering. you just go to Brinks, BRINX.tv. Registration is free. Do it right away because we're giving away lots of other prizes between now and the beginning of the big game.
Oh, that's cool. John Brenkus joining us, Emmy winner, 6-time Emmy winner, producer, director. You've got a lot of stuff coming up, too. Take me through, tell me about some of these current projects you've got with Animal Planet, National Geographic. Obviously, I'm very intrigued by Jesse James as a dead man on Spike TV. Is that outlaw Jesse James or biker Jesse James?
No, that was outlaw. Yeah, we did that years ago. All of our projects are now funneling through Brinks.tv. So It's going to be the ultimate interactive platform. It is the ultimate interactive platform. So it's its own network. We have premier programming with, giant personalities. And we're not only providing second screen experiences where you can watch the big game on Sunday and, participate in predictive gaming questions and win, money and prizes. But we're also going to be a primary screen where you have your primary viewing coming through Brinks.tv.
It's a big virtual party, and tell me some of the other prizes you're going to be giving away between now and then.
Yeah, we're going to have lots of free Kill Cliff, the clean energy drink. Go to that at killcliff.com, KILLCLIFF.com.
I think we lost you.
We also have immune. Yeah. Are you still there?
Yep, you're back.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, we're giving away lots of Kill Cliff, the clean energy drink, KILLCLIFF.com. We're giving away lots of Freeze Sleeve, which is the freezable gel pack, Immune Fresh, IMMUNE Fresh.com, the Healthy Breath Mint. We have lots of just amazing sponsors. So the Draft Network is part of this. Kill Cliff is part of this, Immune Fresh, Ray Lewis and Trent Dilfer and Sage Steele, and all of it is housed in one central hub on Brinks.tv. Just register for free, BRINX.tv.
What's really cool about this, John, too, is not only, people are going to be interacting with NFL MVPs and great athletes and great personalities, like you mentioned. And that's really cool because they get to go up basically head-to-head with each other, but they're also matching wits with guys like Ray Lewis and Trent Dilfer, like you mentioned. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, you're going to be playing right alongside them. Obviously, none of us know how the game's going to turn out. So we're constantly going to be predicting what we think is going to happen. And if we're right, we gain entry into the drawing for $1,000 a minute. It's going to be amazing, especially following along what Trent has to say or Sage has to say or Ray or any of our other guests. It's going to be pretty amazing to get their takes on it.
Oh, no question about it. So obviously you're rooting for Tampa.
I am. You know what? I love Patrick Mahomes was in the Sports Science Lab, and I said that Patrick is when he was in, he was not the most sought after quarterback in his draft. He was not the first quarterback taken. But I said not only is he the best quarterback in this draft, but God willing he stays healthy, he's going to go down as one of, if not the best quarterback of all time. His physical skills are just off the charts, but his mental acumen, his ability to be calm under pressure, he's just such a high character individual that he's so set up for success. He already has one Super Bowl under his belt. He very well may get two. But in going into this game, I really think that Bruce Arians has got something special, and that Tampa is an absolutely amazing team. And obviously, you just don't want to bet against Brady. If there ever was a sure bet in sports, like never bet against Tom Brady. It's just he always seems to pull something out of his hat. So I think it's going to be just an amazing matchup. Two real amazing class act franchises going at it. So we're glad just to be able to give back to people. It's been a little bit of a tough slog. So it brings Brinks.tv, you win $1,000 a minute. So hopefully everybody enjoys watching the game and enjoys playing the interactive game.
John, if you win $1,000, do you get it? I mean, do you stay in competition so you could win more?
The official rules are once you win $1,000, you're not going to win another $1,000, but you are still eligible for other prizes.
Gotcha.
So, what you want to do is to accumulate as many correct answers as possible. and get your $1,000 because, you have 50 entries in and get your name pulled. You can get $1,000 just for watching, but then there are also lots of other great prizes that are going to be surprise prizes along the way.
Go to brinks.tv, that is BRINX.tv, and get signed up, get registered for the big game on Sunday. Hey, appreciate the time, John, and good luck with this, and hopefully we're talking next year about the second year of it.
Yes, absolutely. We really appreciate all your support.
That is John Brenkus, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. It's cool. Brinks.tv, BRINX.tv. He just sounded like I was the last yesterday morning. I was the last of 2 hours of interviews, so he was probably done talking. But anyway, or maybe I'm just a terrible interviewer. I'm not, though. So there you go. All right, Super Bowl. It is coming up Sunday. I don't even know what station. Is it CBS? I think it's CBS. Yeah, it is CBS. Because John Clayton was complaining. Because his satellite provider, I think he lives in Washington, Seattle. But anyway, it's on CBS. Nobody cares about John Clayton anymore. All right, so we ran the poll. Who wins? And 56% going with Tampa. Is it the Brady deal? Or what? I mean, do you bet against Brady? I would. I'm taking Kansas City in this one. 45-28. I think Kansas City's 17 points better than Tampa. I don't care that Tampa's at home. I don't care that they have Tom Brady. The frat boy Gronkowski. I don't. I like Patrick Mahomes. I like Kansas City to win 45-28. That's my prediction. So there you go. All right, it is February the 5th. It is National Wear Red Day. Apparently I didn't get the memo. It is National Weather Person's Day. World Nutella Day. I've never had Nutella. My kid loves it. Bob loves it. But Bubblegum Day. Bubblegum ice cream. That's good. It is also National Shower with a Friend Day. Does it have to be a friend, though? Can you shower with... I mean, it's got to be consensual. Let's not go overboard here, but shower with a friend day. Do you have a friend that you would shower with? 1921 on this date. Yankees purchased 20 acres in the Bronx for Yankee Stadium. 1924, first Winter Olympic Games closed in France. 1956, the seventh Winter Olympic Games closed in Italy. 1989, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar became the first NBA player to score 38,000 points. Unlike Wilt Chamberlain, who was the first NBA player to bed 38,000 women. 2006 Super Bowl at Detroit. Pittsburgh beats Seattle 21-10. 2012 Super Bowl, Lucas Oil Stadium in Indy. New York Giants beat the Patriots 21-17. 2017 Super Bowl in Houston. Infamous 28-3. New England comes back to beat Atlanta 34-28. Happy birthday on this date, 1903. Joan Whitney Payson was born. She was an American heiress, businesswoman, and philanthropist. Also became the co-founder and majority owner of the New York Metropolitans. She died in 1975. Happy birthday to Hank Aaron, born on this date, 1934. He passed away, 2 weeks ago today? Also in 1934, Don Cherry was born, the Canadian hockey commentator, Hockey Night in Canada. Roger Staubach, born on this date, 1942, Dallas Cowboys quarterback. 1943, Craig Morton, born, Dallas Cowboys quarterback, also with the Broncos. 1943, Nolan Bushnell was born. He was an American electrical engineer who founded Atari and created the game Pong, and he's from Clearfield, Utah. Sarah Evans, born on this date in 1971. My oldest daughter, and I went and saw Sarah Evans here in Helena at the Civic Center a year ago this month. and then everything shut down. 2020, a year ago today, Kirk Douglas died. Isor Danilovich. He was 103. Michael's dad passed away 1 year ago today.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
All right, Kansas City take over Tampa Bay. That's my pick. 45-28 is my score prediction. I don't care about the prop bets. I don't even know who's singing the anthem this year. It's got to be under a minute 40 or it doesn't count because that's how the American national anthem should be sung. Now, will CBS show it? And the NFL's been playing 2 national anthems. Are we going to have both? It's Friday. We're going to end on a good note for the most part. On this date, I missed one. On this date, 1937, FDR, president, proposed enlarging the Supreme Court, also known as court packing. That plan failed. Liberals have been trying to pack the court for almost 100 years. Have yourself a great weekend. I know some teams aren't going to play. Some teams will. If you missed anything, JasonWalkerShow.com. We'll be back Monday. We'll talk some hoops. We'll recap the weekend. Your auto contest performance of the week. Next week, along as well, we're going to talk to Allie Colleen, country singer. Katie Garson-Forba will join us. Guy Almquist. We'll just have a lot of fun next week here on the Jason Walker Show. If you missed anything, JasonWalkerShow.com. We are presented by Capital Collision Center inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday at 4.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.